Covenant Kids, and welcome to a special Christmas edition of our Sunday school lessons. I'm so glad that you're here with us today. As Christians, we get to celebrate this special season called Advent. Advent is 4 weeks leading up to Christmas Day, and we get to celebrate that. The word Advent means coming, and as we think about the Advent season and waiting for Christmas Day, we think about just this longing and this waiting, this anticipation and this expectancy, lots of big words. But really it's like waiting for something where you really, really want it, but it feels like it's taking forever. And that's what Advent is. We're waiting for the birth of Jesus, just like many people did long ago, waiting for the birth of Christ because they were so desperate for Jesus to come. And we get to celebrate that too. Not only are we waiting for the birth of Jesus, because Jesus already was born and he came and lived on the earth already. But now, as Christians, we're waiting for the second coming of Jesus. And we feel that longing as we wait for Jesus to come back. And that's what this season of Advent is for. It helps us prepare our hearts in anticipation for the Christmas season. And it helps remind us of the second coming of Jesus. So, in these Bible stories over the next 5 weeks, we're going to have lots of different things that we take a look at. The first thing we're going to look at is the prophets and what they had to say. Now, prophets were special people that God appointed to be his messengers. God gave the prophets special words to tell the people about God. And we are going to look at two prophets today. We're going to take a look at the prophet Isaiah, and we're going to take a look at the prophet Micah. And both of these prophets had a lot to say about the coming of Jesus and his birth and where he would be born. It's going to be really neat. So today we're going to take a look at that story. So in our Bible story today, I want you to look out for a few things. I want you to look out for the words that Isaiah used in his prophecy of what he called Jesus. He gave Jesus some very special names that I want you to take a look at and listen for those names as you listen to our Bible story today. Take a look now.
Hey guys, I'm Megan.
And I am so excited! And I'm Jessie.
Tell our friends why you're so excited, Jessie.
My new little sister is coming! My mom and dad are at the hospital right now.
I'm excited too.
I can't wait. I'm going to be a big brother. Wait, I already am a big brother. What? I'm gonna be one again.
The wait is almost over.
My sister is almost here.
While we wait, let me tell you today's Bible story. God's people were waiting too. Isaiah told God's people about a king who is coming. This king is a perfect king who will rule forever. Listen to this story. Long ago, before Jesus was born, God gave messages to some men. These men were prophets. They told God's messages to people. The messages were about things that God was going to do. The prophets wrote down God's messages in the Bible. Two of the prophets were named Isaiah and Micah. They wrote down messages from God. God said that one day Jesus would come. Isaiah the prophet lived hundreds of years before Jesus was born on earth. Isaiah wrote down God's message about Jesus. Isaiah wrote that God would choose a woman to be Jesus' mother. Jesus' mother would not be married yet. Isaiah also said that when Jesus was born, one of Jesus' names would be Emmanuel. Emmanuel means God with us. Later, Isaiah talked about Jesus again, and he wrote these words in the Bible. Isaiah said, "A child will be born for us, a son will be given to us, and the government will be on his shoulders." That meant that Jesus was coming, and he would be a king. Isaiah also said, "He will be named Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Eternal Father, Prince of Peace." Even more names for Jesus. All of Jesus' names tell us who Jesus is and what great things he would do. Jesus was going to come to earth to help people and keep them safe. He would be a loving king, and he would bring peace to the whole world. Isaiah had a third message about Jesus. This time, Isaiah talked about Jesus' family. Isaiah wrote these words in the Bible too. Isaiah said that Jesus would be part of Jesse's family. Jesse was King David's father. Then Isaiah said that God would be with Jesus, and Jesus would be wise and strong. He would do the right thing and be fair. Finally, Micah the prophet told a message about Jesus. These words are in the Bible too. Micah said that Jesus was going to be born in a town called Bethlehem. He said that Jesus was going to be a ruler. Hundreds of years later, everything that God told Isaiah and Micah came true. God had a great plan to rescue people from sin. God's plan was not a secret plan. The prophets told people about God's plan. They said God would send a Messiah, Jesus. Jesus would be born into the world as a baby. Jesus would live a perfect life and die on the cross to rescue people from sin.
Wasn't that so neat, all the words that Jesus is called in the prophecy? He's called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Eternal Father, Prince of Peace. He's called Emmanuel, God with us. I just love that. I love all those words for Jesus that we can hold on to today. This is the end of my video for you guys. Below this video here on our website, I added a few extra songs that you can listen to with your family, and you can do the hand motions there, but you're gonna have to click on those separately. I put 2 songs below. Take a look at those videos now.